So we got the 185 bell holder, the greatest 185 to grace the planet Earth, as far as we know it so far. Israel, the last stylebender, Adesanya, minus 270, fighting Marvin Vettori at plus 220. So Izzy a pretty sizable favorite here, almost 3-1. You consider it like 5-2 is probably the actual number in the middle here. Um, Honestly, these two guys hate each other. They've fought each other before. Adesanya won by split decision. I want to say it was his second fight in the UFC. It was 5 years ago. That sounds right. And Vittori's a super tough guy. I wish his nickname was Italian Stallion, but that's actually a guy that fought earlier on the card, Luigi Benjamini. He's the Italian Dream, Marvin Vettori. And they had a lot of hatred leading up to this fight. So coming into it, you would expect that there's going to be a lot of animosity. Maybe it's a little bit of an emotional fight that either one of these guys might make some mistakes just based on going for it, emotionally without thinking about it. Izzy looked really, really calm coming into it. Yeah, I am tonight, Kenny. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I'd come down to the Mont right after this. It sucks. Yeah, it's actually we're wrapping it up here in the next probably about 10 minutes or so. But Israel looked super calm when he walked out. Vettori looked like natural bully Vettori that he always looks like. Italian moron. No offense to Italy, just to Vettori. And when they came out and they asked him to touch gloves, that was obviously not going to happen.
No.
So I just went over the hatred for each other that these guys have.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Deep-seated.
I trust you set the context, nice.
Yeah,
and
the
good.
previous fight, the split, all that.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I guess let's get into the actual brass tacks, the nuts and bolts here, man. I thought round one was essentially the closest round of the fight and probably the only round that was up for debate, but probably really wasn't up for debate. But I thought round one was the most competitive round of the fight. Do you agree?
Yeah, I actually wrote that was a super tight round. Vettori had that nice takedown 80 seconds in. Then Izzy had did nothing with it, and Izzy honestly showed some nice techniques from the bottom to get over to the cage, then to get up and away. Gave his back, but it was an explosive move that got him up to his feet. So
Izzy's reversals last night.
Yeah, he looked like it looked like the Jan Blachowicz fight made him think like, oh, I'm going to get better at this, so that no one else will ever do this to me again.
That was most people's takeaway. My takeaway was like a lot of those dope shit that he did, those reversals on the ground, those don't work against somebody with 40 pounds on you.
Oh, yeah, I actually wrote that at the end of this round. I wrote that at 185, Izzy has everything he needs.
Yes, bro. Like it was – and I pretty much said this on the breakdown of that actual fight, so I'm not really backtracking. Like, it was Blahovich's size that won him that fight, not his skill, which –
well, and threat of power.
True.
Like the fact that if Blachowicz could land one clean one, it'll put any man on earth to sleep.
Especially a man 40 pounds smaller than him. True. Very, very, very true. Now, I got to say, and mind you, I'm pretty anti-Vettori. I didn't want to even see this fight. Now, I understand timelines and quarantines, and we would have had to wait longer for Whitaker, and Izzy wanted to fight. I understand all of that. I really, trust me, I do. I didn't even want to see this fight. I wanted to see Izzy Whitaker too. I didn't think Vettori's win over Holland was enough to get him a title shot.
We both were in lockstep on that.
I've said this for weeks.
Bobby Knuckles.
Go back and watch past Beefy Boys episodes. Like, seriously, I've been consistent with that.
It was a problem of real life things outside of fighting. You know what I mean? Like COVID. Yes. Robert Whitaker's child being born, and the timeline that Izzy and Vettori were both ready to be fighting on.
100%. But like I said, I think that's important to know. Now, I got to say, Vettori landed some shots in round one. Not enough to win, but Vettori did better in the stand-up than I thought he was going to do. This fight actually didn't take place the way I saw it taking place. I guess it kind of did, but it didn't. And here's what I mean by that.
It did for me.
I thought Vettori did better on the feet than he was going to do on the feet, and I thought Vettori did worse on the ground than I thought he was going to do on the ground.
I would agree with both those statements,
Yeah,
actually.
that's what
But
I
it,
mean.
it
Like
did go the way I thought because, like, overall strike numbers, I don't know if you noticed, weren't that far apart.
Vettori
We're,
landed like way more shots than I ever thought he had a chance of landing.
right.
And I'm
That,
not a big Vettori guy. Like I'm not trying to devil's advocate here. I
and
thought his stand up looked against a guy like Otto. So that means that Vettori stand up against like an average middleweight striker is like actually pretty fucking good. If he looked decent against
right.
like
Well, I mean, why do
God
you think?
level,
Yeah, I mean, against Kevin Holland, I think that was a big part in him being able to do so well. Was the fact that he didn't have to struggle worrying about like, oh man, is my striking going to be able to hold up against Kevin Holland's striking? It was like he's like, no, I can strike with Izzy pretty much. Like I'm just below him, so fuck the rest of you guys. And that's the right mentality to have. And honestly, Marvin Vettori's striking defense, Izzy only hit him in 5 rounds last night. I think he landed 76 significant strikes.
it was
That's not a
closer.
lot for Izzy.
It was closer on the feet than I ever thought it would be. I thought on the feet it was going to be like you don't deserve to be in the same octagon as me on the feet.
Kenneth Love, we're all drinking whiskey.
Oh yeah, America baby! Shout out the whiskey, the bourbon whiskey specifically. But yeah, man. There was the dick shot to Vettori at the end of round 3, and I think there was an eye poke as well.
In round 2.
I thought
Eye poke's totally incidental. Dick kick was sucked, but there was only 1 second left in the round.
I agree. I thought neither one of them really affected the fight 100%. And then, yeah, Izzy's ability to get up from Izzy's ability to make Marvin's takedowns essentially like irrelevant.
Useless? Yeah.
I
Just
thought
a
was
waste of energy, honestly.
yeah. And then by the end of it, Vettori was just essentially hopeless, right? Like he knew he wasn't going to win on the feet. His takedowns were futile. I think when Izzy broke his will, like I really do.
What's crazy, man, is that I mean, 50-45 for Izzy on my card, no
Times
questions.
3, yeah.
I mean,
My card, all 3
judges,
judges, yep.
Rafael
Undisputable.
Cordero, Vittoria's coach told him after every round, you just lost that round. You got to go. You got to go after this round. You got to go after this round. After he lost the third round, he told him you got to finish him. After the fourth round, he told him you got to finish him. I don't know what you're doing. Like the coaching here, Stephen, in his corner was perfect. His
Yeah.
reactions were shit, and that's essentially the
Vettori
story.
was the less good fighter. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean,
Yeah, he
I
just doesn't
never
have those
doubted
skills.
this one.
And then for him to be telling Izzy after the fight, apparently Izzy went up to him and was like, "Hey, man to man, you don't like me, I don't like you, but like, good, good fight. Like we can be over it. Like glad I could win the fight, and like we could just
Yep,
end this."
Vettori was in denial. He
And
was
then
saying,
Vittori goes, "Well, I think I won the fight." Like motherfucker, what are you
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
He's an orc. He's an orc. Let's give him a pass. He's an orc. He's hey you guys.
He
You
is
know
an
what I'm
orc. He is.
saying?
Hey, you guys.
Yeah, like those were. He really does fight just like a big angry meathead. Like
I
you
call
know,
him the meatball. I call him the meatball.
yeah, the marinara
Marvin the meatball
meatball. Yeah,
Vittori.
yeah. Seriously, man. No, you know what fight I came out of last night wanting to see. It's really rare that you come out of a fight wanting to like really caring about who the loser fights, but I want to see
Till
Vettori
Vittori.
Costa. No,
Oh,
Vettori
oh,
Costa.
oh,
The fucking
the
IQ
juice
battle.
head.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the battle of the 90 IQ points.
yeah.
No, but seriously, would that not be a great fight? Vettori striking is way better than I thought it would be. Like when you
Oh yeah,
lose the honor, yeah. Yeah, which
Vittori,
Vettori doesn't do.
he
I
doesn't do
guess he
that.
came out
Neither does Costa,
today.
and neither does Costa.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see Vettori Costa, and I want to see Adesanya Whitaker, which is going to happen. It's essentially like unofficially
Oh
official.
yeah, I mean, Adesanya told him like Bobby Knuckles were fighting in Auckland in
But man,
September.
tell me Vettori. I mean, they could even do like a fight night headliner.
I
They
mean,
both headline fight
they could
nights.
be a pay-per-view co-main. To be real,
But they both headlined fight nights before.
for sure,
Yeah, no,
for sure.
I'm down for that, man. That's actually a really good fight night
I love
headliner.
that fight. I
I
love that
love it.
fight. Now,
Yeah,
granted,
Costa's all weird with this contract and shit right now.
all I'm saying is Darren Till's been talking the most shit on earth to Marvin Vettori. So
Yeah, that's a good one too. That's a good one too. I just think Costa's they're both lost their last losses to the same guy. I just think from a matchmaking perspective, just they're both meatheads. They're like I just think it's the best. Like that's such an easy sell.
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, man, episode 50, brother, such a good one.
Absolute.
UFC 263, such a good card.
3 hour
Episode
episodes
50,
only fitting.
only fitting. Whiskey's only fitting. And episode 50, 1 year anniversary. Man, yeah, shout out to you, bro. You're the best podcast partner in the game. And there is next week's card looks a little lackluster. I think there's going to be some last minute additions. We got Korean Zombie versus Ige, which is a dope main event, but all the other fights look hot garbage on the card. I don't know if you've looked at it, but hopefully they'll add some last minutes. They usually do.
I'm just the Korean Zombie gay fight is all I'm looking for. Zombie gay. You know what
Who
I'm
you
saying?
got? You got a prediction?
I'm gonna go with Ige.
I think I might go with Zombie. Just to
All
make
right.
decision. I mean,
All right.
I get it. Zombie's coming off that bad loss to Ortega, but we both admit like Ortega was on some other shit.
Yeah, Ortega and Holloway are like on some different levels, and I can't wait to see those meet around Volkanovski.
50K Ige, like he tries to go for knockouts, and it's like good luck knocking out Korean Zombie, aka Chance Jones, what his mama named him. But yeah, we're looking forward to next week. LB 51 Beefy Boys. Thanks everybody. Go subscribe, please. Subscribe on YouTube, Beefy Boys Breakdown, or wherever you get your audio podcast. Thanks everybody. Another good week in the books.
Yes, sir. Episode 50. Later, D-Mac.